didn't work, but it's been working great. Okay, jumping on here live from Davao, Mindanao, the Philippines. Davao is one of the largest cities in the Philippines. I think it's number two or three. It is at one point, and still probably pretty much is. Well, first, let me just say Manila's number one as far as size. Cebu and Davao are number two and three. And jumping on because I haven't been able to find a time to post my next video, be on my schedule, uh, touch base. I wanted to say that since I've started the trip, I've lost 40, 30, 35 subscribers. That could maybe make for a fun video in the future. Um, That's interesting. I don't know if they're bots or, a lot of people talk about losing and gaining subscribers is always a constant. And when I say I lost 35, that's a net because um, I went from 650, 10, 650 to 6, I think this morning was 615. Yeah. Anyways, wanted to say hi from the Philippines, do a quick check-in. Going to have my Davao um, tourist guide. Tourist guide? It's my contact here in Davao. Her name is Jen, and her family lives here. And I actually am staying today in the same area I was at 2 years ago. And if you notice, I'll tell you what, guys, I had two kind of, for the last 3 days, I suffered from a sinus cold. Thank goodness I spent one day, 2 days ago, I spent the whole day just laying around and I didn't have my Dayquil. I've used that once before. It was amazing. The other thing is I haven't had a cold in years, and I've had two now since September. This thing, it's still lingering, and I literally um, nursed it in bed, and then I got better. I took some getting medicines here in the Philippines is a little bit different. Um, uh, so I just went to the pharmacy, and the pharmacy person, or whatever you call it, they actually have to give you like the stuff. This was not prescription. It was I just got some cough and expectorant stuff. I did Vicks and I did Tylenol. Now I brought the Tylenol with me because, again, they sell that here. I think by the pill. You buy things by the individual pill kind of thing. So feeling much better, but it took a whole day and a half really. But one day I didn't even leave the room, and that was in when I was in Cebu, waiting to catch the flight, which was yesterday to Davao. Hey, Sage. Good morning, good evening. Okay, let's set the record straight. This will be a shorter live today, but there's been a few hundred people watching the replays, which is cool. It is, and by the way, if people do jump on, you want to ask someone that lives here, a real Filipino, questions. Maybe she'll take your questions. Um, but the time is 9 a.m. Tomorrow for you guys. So, and again, keeping track of time here. So this is Wednesday. It's what is it, about 6 to 8 p.m. in America Tuesday night. Am I correct in that? Uh, across the nation, yes. Hey, sit with me. Yeah, hello, guys. Verify that time for 8 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, Tuesday night, right? I'm having an Americano, not because for any other reason other than it's my favorite coffee overall. When I'm drinking a coffee, whether it be from Starbucks or whatever. Um, but in coffee shops here, you pretty much order your coffee. They don't usually have pot brewed coffee, although Starbucks does. Not here though. This is a high class coffee shop, and they have lots of really great. I'll just show you real quick here. Let me show you real quick. This machine is big time. So this is really quality. A quality barista and a quality snacks. This is ridiculous. That strawberry cheesecake is uh for the whole, well, for a slice would be about a little over $2. A little over $2. I could eat three or four of those. Okay, fun stuff. But man, there's been numerous plans for a video. I've been struggling with that. Bums me out because it seems like things have really been changing on YouTube as far as whether things are being seen and how they're being seen. We'll figure it out when I get back. But um, here's what I will say for those that check in, because I there's a lot of you that we talk about. What's the key? What do you got to do? There is no key. But one thing I'm hearing now, the latest is it's all about interest base, um, not like subscriber based stuff. They're just YouTube pushes the content out in a certain way. And interesting, this has been true from day one. Every time I do a live, subscribers drop off. Sometimes I think the Philippine trip content was not something people bought into and thought, wait, isn't this the guy that worked at Home Depot and now he's in the Philippines? And they get confused and they go, unsubscribe. In combination with my um, my content isn't so compelling, at least the last video or two I've done it from the Philippines. I really have struggled about how do I present my day here? How do I show you guys what it's really like to visit here? It just seems so boring. I've taken lots of clips with the glasses. Oops. I don't know what I just did there, but something clicked. Oh, I just took a picture. Um, and so anyway, figuring it all out, but I'm sitting here having coffee. This is why I'm jumping on the live. Appreciate y'all coming by here. Uh, the ones we know here, all with listen. Oh, so 7 p.m. Central. It is Tuesday evening there. Yeah, so it's Wednesday morning. Sun's out. Beautiful day. Uh, did have a day in Cebu when I took the day just to rest up. It pretty much drizzled and rained all day. I think over the 24-hour period, they got an inch of rain, which isn't a lot for a tropical island, but it wasn't weather that you'd be going out in, right? Hey, Nick, what's up? Sit with me. Yum. Yeah, those desserts, they're delicious. I've had them before. A lot of coffee shops here sell those kinds of things. Hey, Brad. Brad in Phoenix. Yes, good to see you, man. They say the secret to youth is early nights. Maybe try being less of a boomer so you don't catch a cold for next time. Heal up. Thank you. Wait a second. Early nights? Shoot. I could look at this two ways. I could be saying I'm going to bed my time, which is what I'm on, which is in Arizona, which would typically be in the morning. That's as early as it gets. And but nor that my sleep schedule is still messed up, although the last couple nights have been better. It's been better. So it's taking me over a week, and even now. And by the way, so I'm into day 12, 13 or so of my 20 some day visit. I return to America, return to Arizona in about a week. I think it is 8 days. Hey, Summer. Wait, I've done videos. Oh, I've done videos on TikTok. I thought about just doing. Gosh, there's a Tracy with a I, Tracy Wild with a Y. She does this daily thing every month. I really like it. She just posted how she documents a minute of each day, each one of her days, or about a minute per day or whatever. Anyway, I just love those legend uh, legacy type of activities. I started thinking, why didn't I do that? I did think about doing that, doing a short from the Philippines each day. Just do one short. But I wasn't into shorts. I've never really done them. Although YouTube is now producing what you see, they'll produce a short from this live. And if I had to do all over again, I think I would have just done a short per day. The big criticism is people say if you've got a long form channel, which is pretty much what I have, that a short you attract the wrong kind of viewers, which are people that just want to jump on, see something for 30 seconds, and bolt. If they do that on your channel to a video you've put out, say a 10-minute video, a 15-minute, 20-minute, and they only watch 30 seconds or a couple minutes, and the average YouTuber that's whatever is about 4 to 6 minutes, I think. Uh, but if you can't, if they drop within that first 30 seconds to a minute, man, YouTube just quits sending your videos out for others to see. They just stop it. So this coffee tastes pretty good, but I enjoy talking to you guys. Um, are you looking at rental properties? Summertime. Hey, no, I'm not. This trip was primarily to visit again, to see friends, see a few friends, to see a friend I have who she's on her way over here. Um, there's a whole story. There's a garden has picked up on something and wanted to. And someday I'll tell the story of this whole thing. I think it'd be very interesting, especially if you are interested. Uh, anyway, um, where was I going? No, I'm not looking at rental. This was a really. This has been one of those where I wanted to see a couple other areas of the Philippines, a couple other islands. Each island is very different. Each city is very different. Um, Davao is considered, been here before, and it's a very popular area. It's a big city, but it's also one of the safest cities, they say. But I'm not, here's the thing, I don't know about activities. You know what? I'm getting a real sense for people that want to retire here. What do you, it's not, it's saying it's simpler and more quiet is an understatement, even though sound wise, Philippines is very noisy. Um, so not looking for rental properties, not looking to live here yet. Um, I mean, I don't know. And it's to help answer the question, is this a place I want to spend part of my retirement? Because at this point, my feeling is I would never spend 100% of my time here for one reason. That's family in the U.S., kids and grandkids, number one. Money for poker. Okay, boom, check this out just to make you laugh. If you're Orlando, Florida born and you're 39 years old, you've never seen a mayor change. You can see my borderline politics. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on there, but it sounds to me you're saying something about the power of Disney in Orlando. Well, yeah, you know what? I really think, I'll tell you what, the American system is built on the power brokers, of which we boomers, really, 90 plus percent of us, we have our fate has been set. Let's put it that way. Sage, what is the food most eaten by Filipinos? I'll ask, and is Dugan known as chocolate meat popular? I'll have to ask Jen when pretty sure she's here or getting here. Uh, we'll ask, or I may just ask some people that live here. They're right over here. You have to be careful with public blogging now and lives in the Philippines. There's an actual law that says it's illegal. And that law was passed because of foreigners doing things at the expense of Filipino people and their ways. And they're very inappropriate. It's, yeah, I don't want to go there, but it's I understand why they passed that law, and I'm kind of glad a couple of those guys are now imprisoned because it got that bad. And that's one of the things I have been told and learned that the Filipino people publicly accept. You do not get into arguments, especially if you're a foreigner. Can you imagine that? I mean, I know it happens in the U.S. quite a bit. It's like people that aren't even citizens believe they have the same rights as citizens, and technically, I don't think you do. But you're not to embarrass someone, and to embarrass to act that way here, it's very offensive, and I agree with that. I'm here as a visitor, man. I want to be a part of this. I want to learn from them and learn about this way of life and its pluses, and then share also learn about the minuses because there are. Last night, I'm staying here in the hotel that I was at 2 years ago this week, and I went up to the restaurant top floor, 7 floors up. And what's also really weird is I'm staying on the fourth floor, one room away from where I stayed 2 years ago. And what was significant about that? That night, 7.7 earthquake, first earthquake in my life. That building is a concrete, solid building. I didn't. I mean, I realize that now. Talk about a freaky, and it was a long one. It was about a minute. I mean, and it was moving. Everything was moving, concrete, and but I'm waiting for the next one. Anyway, so that's kind of fun to be at though today. I sent my kids a picture of the seat I was in. The next night, when an aftershock of 7.0 hit, I was at the top floor. A little more calm because I'd been advised, hey, it's okay, we're going to be okay. I'm rambling. Okay, the food. So Sage, I'll have to get back on that. But I have been taking pictures of my food or little videos. It's not a healthy diet, people. Eating rice every day is not healthy. No matter what Pritikin said, Pritikin diet. I don't know. I've got his book. What was it called? I haven't read it. I've read parts of it because it's supposed to be one of the most powerful heart healthy because of what he did. But he was not a doctor. He was not a cardiologist, as I understand it. But he took some people that had very good success on a diet. And basically, I think what it boiled down to is really limited carb intake as far as total food and exercise and de-stressing. And it did help. Yeah, money. I'm not familiar. The 17 year and 23 years of the same mayor. Well, yeah. How about that? I don't, but I'm not familiar. I'm not up on what's happening there. But hey, so the food most eaten. I mean, if you talk to Jen, it's a lot. She does eat a lot of vegetables. She eats about as simple as can be, and they don't have. I mean, it's not that guys. A lot of Filipino people. There's a new class, a middle class being, I think, created here, and even a wealthy class. And they, but if you take a person that lives outside the city, man, I'll give you an example. When I visited a family, a party of Jen's family, actually, in the mountains, what was eaten? They had caught an eel that day from the mountain river. Their water comes from a what do you call not a stream, but gosh, guys, um, a spring, and it's piped, it's powered in, whatever. They have live chickens, but anyways, that day they cooked up eel. It was that. Whew, I ate it. To think about it makes me cringe, but it was actually very good, and it was in a coconut-based water. And I was thirsty. I was feeling really dehydrated that day. As a matter of fact, that was the day before the sinus thing went off. And Lloyd, one of the brothers, climbed up the coconut tree. I videoed this, knocked down two coconuts, and one of the gals and Lloyd, they took the machete to it, and I drank coconut water that afternoon. It was like, you know, can it get any better than that? I got my electrolytes. But yeah, and then they had rice that day, and then I brought chicken for everybody, cooked fresh, barbecued on a spit thing, in the city. I bought six of them, whole chickens, and that fed everybody. We probably had 15, 20 people there. Again, when I figure out maybe how to put the video together, how to present this, to me, it's just doesn't seem like it'd be very good. But it's that those videos that always they say do well, and the video I posted that went viral, I swear I didn't even want to post it. Oh, this is a waste. But I had to get the I met a deadline of one video a week, so I'm posting this one because this is the one I did. It would be great if you could get out into the city, village, neighborhood, and do some filming or live streaming. Yeah, Nick. The key there is I just have to be sure I have the internet. Now I'm in a coffee shop right now with smoking Wi-Fi service, and better than the hotel. And it's hit and miss here. And I know a lot of vloggers do that. Yeah, you know what? Okay, while I'm here, maybe I can do that. I'm going to be here the next few, 3 days, and I'm headed to a park. We're going to take Jen and her mom and adopted, well, without all the details. We're going to go to a park. We're going to the mall. I can't do the mall, but yeah, you know what? I'll do that just to get a gist. I'll do a video and upload it. I'll do it and I'll film it with the glasses. Well, maybe. I'll do both. These glasses, I love them, but sometimes I'm not sure what I'm looking at, or I think I'm looking at something here, and it's actually like instead of here, it's here. Hey, Debbie, are you about ready to get back to the real world? Okay, it's funny you asked that. I take it you're kind of intuitively knowing if you were in a foreign country like the Philippines for this long, and if you know anything about it, as much as it's different, as much as how cruel in it's different, it's 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 why you're here. It's why I'm here. It's why so many other people like coming here. At least, whatever. I mean, well, I was going to say couples don't necessarily. They don't take their family vacations here. But that's funny because I have seen some families, just a few, in the 2 weeks so far I've been here, roughly, and I have seen a number of couples, older, young and old, traveling together to the Philippines. Um, so am I ready? Yes, but only because uh, I am an. I could easily. I would love to be able to stay here. Number one, I have to go back because I have to go back to work. Okay, if I didn't have to go back to work, I would stay longer. Absolutely, 100%. And I would leave when I really wanted to come back and have a McDonald's. No, a fast food, American fast food. Because you have all of it here, but it is a little bit different. Um, there's things. Get back to I'm out of my routine I've been in for years. Like, and Phoenix right now, weather-wise, come on, it's the place to be for the next 6 months, weather-wise. But the cats, they're being so well taken care of. I have a lady. She's in her 70s. She graciously took the job. She didn't want to take my money. I said, no, it's important you check in on them and feed. Oh, she's spoiling them. Baby kitty took about 3 days or so before she even saw her because she was scared. And now, I know these cats. They see her as a food source, though. They love me. She's just their food source. So yeah, I'm looking forward to, because there's a life. Life is home is where you are, and when I get there, I will miss here, um, for sure. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back to verse. This is a real world here, and part of the realness here is why. people, especially people in their retirement years that are getting crushed by the rat race and the financial woes, can come here and live comfortably and and contribute here to this culture and kind of meld into it, so to speak. All right, Nick, YouTube has turned into the equivalent of a professional. Oh, Nick, you bring up a great point. It's all rage, bad, baiting, and fake headlines. You know what? You know what? And you guys have even called me out on a couple of my quick clickbait titles. My last one, though, I try to make them. I look, you got to grab attention because the vast majority of people watching the videos from creators are not the subscribers. It's a big audience out there. So when I make a title, for example, like the one where it says, I'm leaving the country, that was to insinuate I've had enough. We know what's going on. We know the environment of people, the hatred, just the things that are going on, and why people are feeling very divided, and why people are they've left. You know, there's people have left because of their reasons. People threatening to leave, people wanting to leave. That's not the answer, by the way, but that headline or that title was made to go, oh man, Phil's leaving. You know, for the people, you guys right here are going to watch anyway. I know you are, which is cool. But what would be good feedback from you guys is, hey, in the comments when I make a title like that, you know, tell me what you really thought. Like, were you tricked a little bit? Were you curious a little bit? That would be kind of fun. But yeah, I left the country on a trip. People did say that did you move there? You know, this and that, and legitimately, sincerely, even though to cover myself because I didn't want to be, you know, I'm not that way about the quick clickbait. I did put in the description that I was leaving for 21 days to visit the different places. I forget what I said exactly, but it was clear that it was a visit. It was a vacation. It was a time to breathe. Yep. Okay. Here comes our the guide, and maybe can answer some of your questions. This is Jen. She lives in Davao, or has, and she made it. How did you get here? You walked all the way here? She's going to speak up. Now, understand, this is not, they're not comfortable with this. Overall, Filipinos. Did you want to get anything? Cool, cool. Maybe. All right. So we have a question, Jen. Yeah, so, Sage, I think it was. Hold on. I was just asked if I was ready to get back to the real world, the real world, the Americano world. Hold on. We had a question. I think it was from Sage is terrible. I can't remember. This is pretty challenging. The text on this is this big. I haven't figured out how to do a StreamYard with the Facebook app. Well, whatever. Hang on, guys. Okay, so Sage, this is a person that lives on the West Coast. Scoot a little bit. She lives on the West Coast, and I think Oregon, right, Sage? But here's her question: what is the food most eaten by Filipinos? Come on. Dried fish. That is very common. Matter of fact, we went to a restaurant for breakfast 2 years ago downtown. It was all locals, and they had a local menu only for and the dried fish, but not for the public. They had two different menus. We couldn't order. But hold on, you missed the obvious one. What food most eaten by Filipinos? What is it you eat every day? Otherwise, I think. Oh, rice. Come on, it comes with everything. By the way, order a piece of chicken here. We were talking about this. If you went to Jollibee's or Kentucky Fried Chicken here, it's going to be served with not no mashed potatoes. I've never really seen that here that much. It's going to be served with rice and a big clump of it. All right. So there's your answer. Oh, wait, there was a second part of this. Uh, is dinuguan, dinuguan, yeah, known as chocolate meat, popular? Speak up. Not no dinuguan. Have you ever eaten it? Okay. The other thing that's often brought up is balut. She says it's better than it. Now, guys, if you know what balut is, I can't imagine anything tougher to eat than that. Dinuguan is just meat that's it's blood. Well, ooh, it comes from the pig. But do they put chocolate in it or is that just oh? I think I'd have an easier time doing that than balut. I've never done it, and I don't really plan. Everybody does a video. Foreigner comes to eat the balut. It's you guys look it up. To get views, I will. That's proof I will not do just anything for views, because I could get views if I did balut. And I will say this: every single person that's tried it liked it. That's your assignment. Sometimes it's best not to give all the details. Go out, do a search for balut. How's that spelled? I don't think it's Balut. OT? Oh, okay. You'll find it. Philippine balut. You'll find it. Any other questions? Because we've been well, we're only at 30 minutes. I got one more coffee I got to get. I'll share it with. Oh, you don't drink coffee. We'll wrap it up here shortly. Yeah, we got, this. I got 10 more minutes into the city. Yeah, yeah. You're about ready to get back. Yes, YouTube has turned. Okay, that's where we were at, Nick. This is so true. This not only YouTube, but I see this happening primarily with AI. This is a topic for discussion. I was watching this morning. I'll see something. I'll tell you what I saw. It was hilarious. See, it can be very entertaining, but I hate to tell you people, but I would say, uh, I won't say the majority, but every day, every time you go on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, and I saw this on YouTube. It was a YouTube short. It was a muscle builder, a big guy, and he had shirt off at a place where there was a silverback gorilla, the big silverbacks, and he flexed for the gorilla that was just sitting there, and looked real. And the next thing you know, the gorilla looks at him, this big silverback, and the gorilla stands up, turns around, looks at him, and flexes back. And I thought, oh my! I know I thought that it was believable because these are intelligent animals, but no, it was AI. And this, Nick, the way you describe it is professional. Yeah, it's just a big sheet show. She, one of the funny things you talk to Filipinos is the pronounce of language. And what did you say one time about the sheets? You said it was a big what? Yeah, that's I said what? A big shit sheet. It's a sheet. So that's this AI is a sheet show. There's no question. And I hope when it's translated, it'll turn out as SHEET sheet. Uh, it's what? Oh yeah, the beach is also kind of a funny expression. I have a video I made with at the party with the Filipinos, where they told me to say something in Visayan, and I did, and you will see the response to some of the words they had me say. We had a fun time doing that. And I'll say this: you have to kind of be careful, I think, sometimes with American humor, the way we joke around. That does not translate at all with Filipino people. If I make a comment or a joke with the barista, they're just their business and they're here to serve. And believe me, they take their job serious. And until I think you have a relationship with people, they don't get your sense of humor or whatever. Like 2 years ago, before leaving this family, we were partying and drinking Red Horse in the Filipino way, which is different than what you would imagine in drinking beer in America. Anyway, I was getting ready to leave, and I said, "I'll tell you what, guys." I said, "Uno mas," to total silence, and everyone just staring at me like, "What did he? Uno mas?" And Spanish is part of the languages here. There's different dialects here, but uno mas was a totally unfathomable, understood, non-understood phrase. Now they know. We had 7 uno mases. They got a kick out of that, but until they understood and had some fun with it, you know. All right, I have quit. Either there haven't been any new comments, or I'm thinking they might even live, just talking to my phone. But anyway, I appreciate the people that have shown up. Looks like a decent little crowd here. And but back, I'll just make a comment though, Nick. With as far as the AI, it concerns me. I have a feeling we'll see what develops, but I have a feeling that having a YouTube channel may just, um, yeah, you have to. I just don't know why they're pushing it, but they're also not pushing it. They ask you to verify if anything in your video was AI generated. Um, and now with that new app Soro, you can make. I think there's some fun things you can do with it for entertainment purposes, but there's also things where for deceiving, and they're out there right now. They're taking political figures. They're taking business people. I saw one on Elon the other day, this morning actually, with doing a ride on one of his new projects. It was all fake. It looked real, and of course they can then have the AI do one of two things. They can make it, instead of just reporting the facts, they can make it. They can slant it toward whether they support what's going on or they can negatively uh, convey the thought that they're trying to do, and that's a dangerous time we live in. Uh, so, well, guys, I'm going to finish this coffee and see something here. Oh, well, that didn't work, and I'll try to do a video here while I'm here. I'll try to do a walkabout. Uh, Actually, Davao is a great place because you won't believe the way I tried to. I've done some traffic videos. It's crazy. I know there have to be accidents here, especially fender benders, but I haven't seen one yet. I think if Americans were driving in this, they would be banned. All right. Well, here's from Davao. Thank you, Jen, for your contributions to the live, answering the question. She says, "What?" The question, yes. And uh, Maybe if I can find some dried fish, I'll show. Actually, I've had it once. I kind of liked it. I guess it's not something that is very popular at all. And anyway, from Davao, um, I'll try to probably do one more live before I come back. Uh, back to, it will be going back to the past because I leave. Well, that's interesting when you go across the date line from the other way. Uh, but yep, looking forward to getting back. But I'm also not looking forward to leaving per se. So on today's agenda, do a little, well, I'll try to video some of that and figure out again how I might present the stories of my visit here. Which really, when you boil down to it, I'm not here to be a tourist and do touristy things. I'm here just to kind of relax and have fun and just take it easy in the Filipino way. All right, guys, this seems to have shut down. Catch you all later.